Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the Torah, Shaz Yasha Allah, giving of course all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashima Mashah, Wamalak Yahweh Shah. That's all praises, honor, and glorification unto the Most High God Yahweh, in the name of His own begotten Son Yahweh Shah. It's Brother Yasha Allah coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashima Mashah, Wamalak Yahweh Shah. Alright, all praises to the Most High, Kwam Yasha Allah. So, this be going into what? Basically, people think we're crazy. All right, people think we're crazy. People think we're lunatics. People think we're fools. Okay, and when I say people, I'm talking about people that's in the world. They deem us as fools. They deem us as people that have no knowledge. People that are just insane and we're crazy. And there's no way that what we're saying, what we preach, the doctrine that we have, which is ultimately from the Most High God, is just crazy. You know, it's not real. Now, let's go into the scriptures, and we're going to see, because people in the scriptures, the apostles, the prophets, the righteous men, right, the righteous women in the scriptures were deemed as crazy. They were deemed as mad. They were deemed as crazy, as insane from certain people, certain wicked people, okay? Now, remember, the Lord doesn't give a damn about what man thinks. Neither should we, you know, on one level. We shouldn't really give a damn about what the wicked thinks about our doctrine, because they don't know, right? They don't know the Lord. They don't know Yahweh Shah, you know? Neither do they care for Yahweh Shah. So what they say about the doctrine doesn't really matter, you know? Ultimately, yes, you want to walk in wisdom to them that are without, but the thing is, when they talk about our doctrine and say how, oh, that's crazy, that's insane, that could never happen. Hey, who are they? They don't even know. They don't even know about the Lord. You know, the Lord didn't open their eyes, right? So let's go to the scriptures, right, and demonstrate that real quick. Let's get 3 precepts. And there's more, but actually, let's get 4, right? Let's get 4 precepts. It's the book of Acts, chapter 26, and verse number 23. That Christ should suffer, and that he should be the first that should rise from the dead, and should show light unto the people and to the Gentiles. Verse 24, and he thus spake for himself. Festus said with a loud voice, Paul, thou art beside thyself, much learning doth make thee mad. So Festus, right, who was the governor during this time that Paul was brought to, because remember, the Lord talks about us being delivered to the governors, right, in the book of Matthew chapter 10. You know, we'll be brought to kings and governors for his sake and for a testimony unto them. But here's the thing. Festus, right, called Paul, he said, thou art beside thyself. What does that mean? You're crazy. If you look in different translations, it will translate to, you know, you're crazy, you're insane, right? So thou art beside thyself. That's an old way of saying you're crazy, man. You're out of your mind, you know? So, Paul, you're out of your mind. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Mahashiach? What are you talking about, right? What are you talking about? He's the one that should rise up from the dead. I know no man named Yahweh Shah, right? So, Festus was like saying, hey, you're mad. You're crazy. We should put him in a mental institution, you know? He's talking about people rising from the dead. He's talking about a resurrection. You know, he's talking about this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about ABC. He's talking about the chariots. You know? What the hell are you talking about? And if we tell, you know, and sometimes when we tell our doctrine to certain people in the world, they say that same exact thing. What the hell? You're crazy. What are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about, right? Maybe they don't say it, but that's what they're thinking in their mind. Sometimes. Not all the time, but that's what they're thinking in their mind sometimes. What? You're crazy. That's not in the Bible. You know, let's say we say, hey, you know, UFOs are in the Bible. People start laughing, right? Because people, they don't even believe in UFOs, you know. They'll call you conspiracy theorist. They'll call you, you know, crazy. You know, they'll say, what the hell, you know, hey, put that book down or, you know, whatever, right? They'll start mocking us because of the doctrine that's found in the scriptures, you know. They'll laugh at it. They'll deem it as weird, you know. But it says what? Thou art beside thyself, much learning doth make thee mad. Hey, Paul, you studying too much, man. You going off, right? That's what he's basically saying. You know, you're bugged out, right? Festus basically called Paul bugged out. Because, yeah, certain brothers, you know, they'll study a little bit too much and meddle into all different types of wisdom, and now they come out bugged out, right? So, and he was probably calling Paul a bug out, man. Verse 25. But he said, this is Paul replying, I am not mad. Remember, this word mad means crazy, right? Most noble Festus, but speak forth the words of truth and soberness. So Paul's like, hey, I'm not mad, bro. I'm not crazy. All I'm doing is proclaiming the truth. But that's how you know that this is the truth, man. Because nobody's calling these Christians crazy. Everybody gets down with Christianity, all right, one way or another. Everybody agrees with it, man, right? Because remember, Christianity is like the top world religion aside from Islam, And Christianity, the tenets thereof are literally, literally runs the world. Because remember, let's go to the book of Revelation real quick. Christianity and the world, they go hand in hand. Right, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth and had two horns like a lamb. This beast is talking about America, Babylon the Great. And had two horns like a lamb. Those two horns, remember, your horn is your strength, right? The horns of a lamb, that would be his strength, right? Remember, when you read the book of Luke chapter 1, verses 67 on down, or 68 on down, right? It will talk about the horn of our salvation. The horn of our salvation, the strength of our salvation. Who is the strength of our salvation? Mahashiach Yahushua. Okay? It will tell you that in the book of Luke chapter 1, verses 68 on down. So that's our strength, the strength of our salvation. That's talking about Yahushua. Right? So remember, the strength or the horn of an animal, the horns of an animal is their strength. So what is the two strengths of America? Right? So remember, when America comes, they come like a lamb. When they come to these different nations, they come in a subtle way. So, they'll come with their democracy. That's one horn. And they'll come with the what? The Christianity. That's another horn. They did that all around the world, right? They came into Hawaii like that, right? And then ultimately, they came out like a dragon because they literally took Hawaii. When you can study that for yourself, called the Bayonet Treaty. Literally, by force, they took Hawaii. But they came in a subtle way at first. They always come in a subtle way. Then they show who they really are, right? What it says, coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So he speaks proudly. He speaks against the words of the Most High. He speaks blasphemy. He also speaks proudly, right? But let's go back to this. Acts chapter 26, verse 25. But he said, I am not mad, most noble Festus, but speak forth the words of truth and soberness. All right, let's get another precept. It's the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 21. All right, I'm sorry, verse 20. Mark chapter 3, verse 20. And the multitude coming together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. So there was so many people crowded amongst each other, as the scriptures state, thronged, amongst each other, right? Meaning they were gathered together. There's so many people that they couldn't even have room to eat bread, sit down and eat bread. Verse 21. And when his friends heard of it, they went out to lay hold on him, for they said he is beside himself. And when you go into this word for friends, it's really going into his own people, his family, right? His relatives, whatever the case may be. When his friends heard of it, his own people, right? They went out to lay hold on him, right? To put hands on him, for they said he is beside himself. So they were calling, his own people were calling him crazy, man. Right? His own relatives were calling him crazy. Because remember, if just like you in this truth, right? You in this truth. In this truth, you start talking the doctrine, right, to your family. Hey, guess what? Now they think you're crazy. Now they calling you crazy, right? You pull out scriptures in the Bible. Hey, look, we're Israelites. Hey, Esau, so-called white man, he's Esau, etc., etc. You start relaying your doctrine to your family. Now they calling you crazy. You start wanting to keep the high holy days. Now you're crazy, But let's keep going, man, right? To the Spirit. It's the book of John, chapter 10, and verse 20. All right, John chapter 10, verse 20. And it reads, and many of them said, he hath a devil and is mad. Why hear ye him? Right? So many of the Jews said about Yahushua that he has a devil. He has a demon on him. right? Hey, we in this truth. When we see spirits come out, man, people start mocking us. People start, just operating in an evil and wicked way. We say, hey, they have spirits on them. They got demons on them. But from the outside looking in, if you're in the world and you see us, right, you think that we got the demons, man, because that's Satan blinding their eyes. That's Satan blinding their eyes, making them think that they're right and that you're wrong, where in reality you're right and they're wrong. But it says, and many of them said, he hath a devil and is mad. He's crazy. He has a damn demon on him, right? And that's a trip because Yahweh Shah was really the one who was casting out those demons, right? It says, why hear ye him? Why are you listening to this guy? He's crazy. Get away from him. If you're walking down the street and you just hear a fool just talking, those people that go crazy, man. Whether it's from, past traumatic experiences or they're just crazy. They don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? They're bugged out of their mind. When you're walking down the street, might come across some of those type of people. You don't pay them any mind. You don't sit there and start taking them seriously. So that's how they saw the Lord, man, as just a crazy man just walking down the street saying nonsense, and that's how they see us too, because are we not the body of the Lord, right? Let's get that in the book of Matthew chapter 10. Whatever the Lord went through, we got to go through. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 24. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. So if Yahweh Shah went through it, and he's our master, and we're his disciples, that means we have to go through that same exact thing, right? Because remember, the disciple is not above his master, right? Let's go to, hold on, Salaki, right? Pecan. I'm going to get one more, right? Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. We're running a little short on time, right? It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, right? In verse 10, it says, we are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ. We are weak, but ye are strong. You are honorable, but we are despised. So we're despised, man. You know what I'm saying? We're hated of men, and we're going to be hated of all men. Right now, certain people, not everybody hates us. Not every single individual hates us upon the earth. Some people, they, so-called cool with us, right? But there's going to come a time when everybody's going to hate us, man. They're going to deem us as terrorists. They're going to cast us out, for evil, right? But here's the point. We are fools for Christ's sake. Yeah, we look like fools out there, when we're preaching in the highways and byways. Of course, that's not how we see it, but that's how people see us, What the hell? Why you guys spending your Saturday out here, huh? Standing on the highway, standing on this street. What are you doing? And kind of pulls off in the bends, man, right? That's how people see us. That's how people look at us. Yeah, so what? We look like fools, man. Right? We look like fools walking around with Bibles and we're reading. We look like nerds, you know what I'm saying? People calling us nerds and stuff. Yeah, sure, you can call us nerds, man. You can call us that, right? You can make fun of our fringes. We are fools for Christ's sake, and we take that with pride through the Spirit. But ye are wise in Christ, right? So with that, all praises to the Most High God. Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yasha Allah. Shalom.